Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to 810varsity.com and 810varsity on YouTube. I am going to be taking you through the action tonight. My name is Jonathan Polasic. David Trimble on the producer's desk tonight. Appreciate him coming out and bringing you guys all the action from Rockhurst High School. A battle of a 3-4 team in Rockhurst, where they had a 3-game winning streak snapped last week at DeSmet over in St. Louis. Christian Brothers College High School, the Cadets, come in at 6-1 on a 6-game winning streak. So, Rockhurst trying to play spoiler tonight to what Max Preps is calling the number 2 team in the state of Missouri, 6A football, while Rockhurst is down at number 32. So we will see if Ethan Hansen and Kelly Donahoe-led Rockhurst Hawklets have what it takes to get the job done tonight. A beautiful evening. If you're not out watching football tonight, that's okay. We're glad to have you. But if for some reason you go back and you watch this later, it is 58 degrees, light winds out of the northwest, and it actually feels like an autumn evening. The sun just setting over to our right, which is the west side of the world, now going up and over Rockhurst High School. So now the Friday night lights are officially on. The big blue heavy-cased R at the 50-yard line awaits the captains of tonight's ball game, and then we'll get this thing going. Once again, last week, really interesting games for both of these teams. Christian Brothers College Cadets, they take on Chaminade College Prep, the Flyers. They beat them 48-14 pretty handily, and Christian Brothers College from the beginning. Passing yards, 279 yards, 300 yards on the ground for them. They had 7 penalties, 55 yards, so they'll want to clean that up just a little bit. And then Rockhurst, like I said, went over to DeSmet Jesuit to take on the Spartans. They lose that game 28-14. It was tied up at halftime. No points in the second half for the Hawklets of Rockhurst. Rockhurst, an uncharacteristic night. This is the stat line that I wanted to focus on in this pregame. Only 9 first downs last week, but 36 rushing yards. Joe Leggio, 22 carries, 51 yards, have both touchdowns for the Hawklets, but 36 yards in total, 51 for their lead dog, Joe Leggio, who had just been tearing it up, 200-yard games so far this season. He's just been a killer out of that backfield. So we'll see if Joe Leggio has enough tonight to pull off an upset against Christian Brothers College High School from St. Louis. The coins are about to start flying tonight. The head referee, Brian Woolworth, will be wearing the white hat. Umpire Ron Matthias Jr., line judge Jacob Gunter, linesman Fred Lindsay, and back judge Frank Franklin. Rockhurst did win the toss and deferred, so that means Christian Brothers College is going to be up on offense first, and they're going to receive the east goal there. So, again, if you look around a lot of places, stadiums run north and south, specifically for sunsets. In this particular day and time, where now the sun is setting a little bit earlier, we have an east and west running field. There's no sun out, obviously, anymore, and so a very cool field here at Rockhurst High School. Running east and west, you don't see a lot of them, but we will see Christian Brothers College get the ball first. And we're going to see number 15, Patrick Heidert, is their starting quarterback, and he has had quite a season so far. He has 1,400 yards through the air, as well as he's a good ground attack as well. He had 279 yards and a touchdown last week. Like I said, 1,544 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for him. And they got a slew of backfield guys that they like to get the ball to. Jeremiah Love, 40 carries, 425 yards, 7 touchdowns. Ralph Dixon, 35 carries, 398 yards, and 8 touchdowns. As well as they like to pass it around the yard a bit. So very excited to see both of these teams squaring off. Back deep to return for the Cadets of Christian Brothers College, Dakota Mayo. Dakota Mayo, you'll see him a few times tonight. He has 18 catches, 247 yards on the year, and he will take care of the kickoff returning duties. Kyle Bush is the kicker for Rockhurst, and he will be putting his right foot into the high school size football at the 40-yard line, the west 40-yard line. going from our right to left on your computer screen, phone screen, television screen. Once again, you're watching 810varsity.com. Kyle Busch, the right foot into it, and right to the up man. Great hands up front. Almost looked to be a bit of trickeration there, but great hands by 28 Michael Thiessen, who caught it and went down around the 40-yard line. So a 20-yard kickoff to start. I do think that was designed. I've seen a lot more teams try and nail it right at that front guy, and sure enough, good hands by Michael Thiessen to start off this ball game. So good field position for CBC to start this game out. Just underway here, 11:59 here to go in the opening quarter. Heidert out of the shotgun, a handoff over to the left side. Good cut through the middle of the field. This can be a pickup of 12 for Ralph Dixon. Again, Dixon, 35 carries, now over 400 yards on the year, and 8 touchdowns for him. So now he's over to the right, trip set right as well for the Cadets. Heidert once again, handoff up the middle, and this time thrown down by Connor Sexton. You'll hear his name a few times tonight. Plays both sides of the football for the Rockhurst Hawklets. And again, Kelly Donahoe in his 22nd season now has 200 wins. Looking to make it 201 tonight here against CBC. Now some movement up front. Here is Heidert. Gets them to jump off sides. A couple of Rockhurst defenders crossing over the line of scrimmage. So that'll be +5, and it'll make it a second down and 1.5 or so for the first down. Now it's a twin set as Dixon stands to the left of Heidert. Handoff once again. They're just going to feed the man that's working out to the left side. A stiff arm into the defender, and it's going to be a pickup of around 10 yards. Again, we'll move the chains for the Cadets. Dixon is looking strong so far. We've not seen Heidert go to the air. He does have a variety of weapons on the outside, including Dakota Mayo, Jeremiah McClellan. We'll talk about them as they get the football here. So, different running back, same story. Right up the middle, over to the right side, and he's breaking free. Down inside the 10, touchdown Jeremiah Love on his first carry. So 4 plays, 60 yards, and 1 minute and 6 seconds off the clock. And that is a 31-yard score by Jeremiah Love to open up the scoring tonight for CBC. That was a quick one, and again, not what you want to see if you're Kelly Donahoe's Rockhurst Hawklets here at home. But again, CBC coming into this game as the number 2 team in the state in 6A, and they're showing why. They're in a 6-game winning streak, and they take the ball 4 plays, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Awaiting the extra point here. Snap is down, hold is good, and the kick is good. So 7-0 CBC here in the early going. 10:53 here to go, and we will go to a quick timeout. Rockhurst gets the ball for the first time in this game whenever we come back on 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 real estate team in Kansas and Missouri, the Rob Ellerman team at Reese Nichols. With over 90 agents and 5 offices across the metro, they'll match you up with the perfect agent to get you moving with confidence. They cover the entire metro area, from Lee Summit to the Northland to Johnson County. They also have offices in Des Moines and Springfield, Missouri, and Destin, Florida, if you know of someone looking to move. The Rob Ellerman team truly is your real estate resource. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. The Rob Ellerman team, a proud supporter of Kansas City Metro High School athletics.
Gavin O'Boyle and Aiden Flood will await the kick here from CBC. A quick 4-play, 60-yard drive in 1 minute and 7 seconds officially, and CBC is on top early. Josh Kasich will kick off for the Cadets from the east 40-yard line now as he steps off his paces. And again, Aiden Flood and Gavin O'Boyle back deep for the Hawklets. 7-0 CBC in the early going. We'll see Ethan Hansen in this offense. After this pooch kick, it is going to be taken by an up man and returned. A little push from behind to help his teammate out. That was Colton Wimoff, and that's going to get him up to the 30-yard line. Thought he got the little extra push there as well, but that is going to be The minus 30 to start off for Rockhurst, and Ethan Hansen, who on the year has had a pretty decent year. So far, 50 of 101 through the air, 447 yards, 1 touchdown, but 5 interceptions, more of a running game. Joe Leggio, 862 yards, looking to eclipse that 1,000 yards tonight. They start off in the shotgun. Hansen standing at his 25, and it is Leggio over the left side, and he breaks through a tackle, finally flipped over on his head by Jeffrey Morgan, but not after a pickup of 9 yards. So a good start to Joe Leggio's night. That's his 149th carry of the year. And that'll take him to 871 yards. Like I said, 11 touchdowns. Good to see Isaac Cook back as well. I did some early season games with Rockhurst, and he was injured. And so now he's back out there, number 11 at the top of your screen, a very dangerous receiving threat at 6'2", 190. But Hansen, the sophomore, in the shotgun, awaiting the snap, the low snap, and he's going up top. On time, Cook, open, and in and out of his hands, and incomplete. The shot that they wanted to take, good ball there, but good defense as well by CBC out there. Deshaun Richmond there to break that up. Number 22, he's a junior at 6', 155. And they know they want to go to Isaac Cook. Cook has been quite a threat once he's come back. On the year, though, 19 receptions, 262 yards, and a touchdown, looking to add to that tonight. Hansen switches Leggio over, and a blitz is coming. Low snap again. This time, Hansen's going to run for his life here, and he gets shoved out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 6 for Rockhurst. That one there, CBC brought 8, and they were bringing the full house as Hansen. It was a QB read, but no matter where you read it, that was not going to be an easy play to execute there. So I imagine that Rockhurst will punt this away. But right now, they're still on the field. Hansen standing at his 27, a little rugby kick with his left foot, and a spinner out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it here. And all the way to the 30. Oh, he's still walking. At the 40-yard line is where they're going to mark it out. So a 3 and out for Rockhurst to start. They took a shot. Leggio after the 9-yard gain. They were unable to get to the line of gain, so we end up with CBC coming back out for their second possession. Again, 7-0 in the early going as Christian Brothers College is on top. Jeremiah Love, the 31-yard scamper to the end zone. And Heidert out of the shotgun stands at his 34-yard line, hands it off to Love. Love scooting, jukes out to the outside, and a host of Hawklets is going to wrap him up there around the 46-yard line. And I think that's going to be the key tonight for Rockhurst is gang tackling. As much as you can get as many white hats to the football, the better off you're going to be. Jeremiah Love obviously showed off his skill early on here with a 31-yard touchdown. Again, Heidert in the shotgun, Love to his right, another handoff. No, pardon me, play action going deep, has a man, and overthrows his man. And he had me going there good as well. That one was intended for Dakota Mayo. They took a shot on 2nd down and 5. So big 3rd down here early on for Rockhurst. Kelly Donahoe trying to get his team off the field. Very dangerous CBC squad here on the other side. Wearing their visiting whites with the Navy. This time it's Hyder on the QB keeper. Gets across midfield, good enough for a 1st down before he is brought down. So the QB keeper led out there by Jeremiah Love as a blocker. So they do get the 1st down, and they move the chains as well. Again, wearing the all-white, the Navy numbers, the golden helmets for the cadets. Rockhurst in their home whites with the home blues, with the white lettering, white pants, white helmet. Heidert hands off this time. It's another different running back. This time brought down around the 44-yard line. This time it was Ralph Dixon with the carry. So again, this is kind of a two-headed monster here as they get going on the rushing game. Ralph Dixon and Jeremiah Love. Now they're in the backfield together to the right and to the left of Heidert. Two receivers over to the left as well. Belt high snap, handoff again, up the middle, bouncing off some tacklers is Dixon. Dixon still on his feet, chugging forward, and he gets to the 36-yard line. Good for a first down again by CBC. These two running backs so far have not been able to, get brought down by one tackler. Just to be honest with you, Rockhurst looking to get a defensive stop here. They got to a 3rd and 5 and could not get it done. So now it's just Jeremiah Love to the right of Hydert. Tight end right as well. This time a stretch play action. Hydert's just going to take off and run with it. Following some blockers around the left side across the 30-yard line and dragged out of bounds. And that will bring it to a 2nd down and around 3 yards, pardon me. So a 2nd down and 3 coming up. Hydert showing that he does also have the wheels. He did not see the route that he wanted, so he just took off with it. Love to the right of Hydert, trips to the right as well. That is Mayo at the very, very bottom of your screen. Standing on the 30. This time it's a pitch over to Love. Love cuts in and out over another juke inside the 15. And they're going to mark him down at the 16-yard line, but a couple of good juke moves there. Another big gain as they pick up 18 yards. CBC knocking on the door again in the Rockhurst red zone. Trips now to Hydert's left. And another new running back. This is Dylan Vann over to the right side. Again, one-on-one coverage for Dakota Mayo at the bottom of your screen on Gavin O'Boyle, playing corner, standing at his own 10. Man in motion. Hydert standing at the 21-yard line. It's a QB read, hands it off to Vann. Vann inside this 10-yard line down to the 6-yard line. He saw the pay dirt, but finally was tripped up. Tripped up there by number 10, Perry Thorpe, who stepped in to make the play. So again, 7:17 here to go in the opening quarter. And CBC is knocking on the door of Rockhurst's end zone. Hydert making a little adjustment in the backfield. This time it's going to be a handoff to Vann. Vann pushing towards the goal line. No signal yet. And down inside the 1-yard line. Dylan Vann pushed and then was not able to get in. Now they're well down inside the 1-yard line. Good offensive line push by CBC. Hydert hands it off to Vann. Vann pushes into the end zone. Touchdown, Cadets. That's going to be a 9-play drive, this time 60 yards as well, taking just under 3 minutes to get to the end zone, and it's 13-0 Cadets. Halfway through the first quarter here. Awaiting an extra point here. The holder is number 6, Gavin Conley. Josh Kasich, the kicker, is going to attempt this PAT. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is true. 14-0 CBC as we are 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Rockhurst will try and get on the board coming up on the other side of the break. You're watching high school football on 810varsity.com.
Fall is upon us, and so is the time to tune up that furnace. Don't miss the $49 special from Neil Harris Heating Service Experts. That's right, get your system tuned up for just $49, and you don't even have to be a Service Experts Advantage program member. Call 816-629-5343. That's 816-629-5343. Or schedule online at any time at neilharrisserviceexperts.com. That's neilharrisserviceexperts.com. And get ready for winter today.
And welcome back to Rockhurst High School, down 14-0. The Hawklets looking to get on the board on this upcoming possession. CBC coming out 2 60-play drives, capped off by a 31-yard run by Jeremiah Love and a 1-yard touchdown run by Dylan Vann. Has them on the board at 14-0. The number 2 team in the state looking good. Pooch kick over to the left side of the field, and it sails out of bounds as well as a flag. That will give good starting field position to Rockhurst as they take the field with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Ethan Hansen and Joe Leggio back there in the backfield, and Leggio had a good 9-yard run to start off the last drive, and then they went to the air, and then a backwards play caused them a 3-and-out. So the chain gang will scoot all the way up to the 35-yard line, and that is where Rockhurst and Ethan Hansen will take the field. The 6'1", 175-pound sophomore with a trip set over to his left. Leggio also left. 5 down linemen on the defensive line for CBC. Leggio drops the football, and it's scooped up inside the 20, down to the 10. Touchdown CBC. Kendall Houston with the scoop and score. Wow, one play, Leggio dropped it, and Houston scooped and scored 30 yards. And CBC well in control now at 20-0. What a disastrous play there in the backfield of Rockhurst. It's just, I think it was a clean handoff exchange there. Leggio put it on the dirt, and it ends up in the hands of Kendall Houston there, the senior, 6'2", 190-pound linebacker. The scoop and score, didn't even think about falling on it. He went all the way for it. So once again, the holder late onto the field. They have plenty of time, but I don't think he was prepared for this. This is Gavin Conley there, the holder. And Josh Kasich will put the boot into it, and it's up and good. So David Trimble over here pushing the numbers. It is now 21-0, 6:31 in the opening quarter. We're going to take one more break, see if Rockhurst can figure this out here in the first quarter. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Through the years, you've always been there for each other. From the quiet moments.
Honey, do you want some tea?
No, I don't have to pee. Don't ask me that.
The heart of every home is the kitchen. Let Midland Marble and Granite design and install a kitchen that will last for every stage in life, from babies to grandbabies and beyond. Get your dream kitchen now with custom crafted quartz and granite countertops from Midland Marble and Granite.
Midland Marble and Granite, naturally.
Gavin O'Boyle and Aiden Flood back to return for Rockhurst. A disastrous start so far. 2 big offensive drives by CBC, and then a scoop and score on one play. Took 9 seconds to put 7 points back up on the board for CBC. So it's 21-0 as Kasich puts his foot into it, and it's going to be Aiden Flood from his own 7. Bounces out to the right side. Good return here, and it's going to be up around the 32-yard line as Rockhurst takes the field once again. You got to shake it off. Early going, 6:24 in the opening quarter remaining, and it is a deep hole that Rockhurst has to try and climb out of here as it's 21-0. CBC's defense, to be fair, whenever you look at them on your screen later on, they either have 5 down linemen or they have the 3-4 look where it looks like 5 down linemen and then they move it off. Some big boys up front for this Rockhurst offense to move. A good test here. So Ethan Hansen stands with his feet at his own 26-yard line. Again, 6 down linemen on the defensive side. This is Cook, and Cook's got a lot of room around the 40. Across the 50, down to the 40, a foot race inside the 30, and finally pushed out of bounds there by Jeffrey Morgan. But, hey, there's the spark that Rockhurst was looking for. Isaac Cook on the little pitch pass, and that's a great pickup. Let's see. We got 18 plus the 20 yards. So, yeah, 42-yard pickup there on the little pitch pass for Isaac Cook, the leading receiver for the Hawklets. So 1st and 10, a little bit of life here early on in this crowd as well. Down 21-0 on the scoreboard, but a good play has Rockhurst under center. Hansen hands off to Leggio around the right side. Leggio pushing through and finally brought down around the 20-yard line. It was his offensive lineman had me scared there. I thought he broke loose. Did not want to end up like McPherson, the kicker for the Bengals, where he celebrated too early. But Rockhurst is going to have a 2nd down and 5 halfway through the first quarter here. Hansen once again trots under his center with a wing back over to the left and to the right. Lone receiver up at the top of your screen. This time it's a fake jet sweep. Leggio up the middle, pushing and piling defenders forward. Good enough for a 1st down. Joe Leggio is the man. He, like I said, has a couple of games over 200 yards rushing this year. One I got to witness against Bishop Miege in the Catholic Clash 3 weeks ago. And it is first time in the red zone for the Rockhurst Hawklets tonight from the 15-yard line of CBC. Hansen is going to step back into the shotgun with a wingback left and right. Cook over to his right side. Brings Luke Bailey in motion. It's a rollout pass. Hansen looking open and overthrows his receiver. That was Gavin O'Boyle, I believe, the intended receiver. O'Boyle, in the absence of Isaac Cook, has been the leading receiver for Rockhurst, and he was wide open. I mean, Hansen just missed that one. It was a little north of the target. That would have been a touchdown. They found that spot in the zone that they really wanted. But instead, it's going to be second down and 10. Trips over to the left side for Hansen under center. 5 down linemen on the defensive side. Hansen barking out his calls. And it's a pitch over to the left side. Leggio following some blockers and brought down. That time it was the hero from a few minutes ago, Kendall Houston, on the stop. But this time it's a 1-yard gain, but hey, they've reached a 5-play drive for the first time tonight. They were 3 and out, and then a 1-play scoop and score is where we're at, 21-0. If you're just joining us, yes, we are in the first quarter, 4:54 here to go. And so that's where we stand. Hansen looking for a bigger play here on 3rd down and 9. He stands at the CBC 19-yard line awaiting the snap. Takes a snap, play action, rollout pass once again. Hansen has room. Did not make the decision early enough, and he gets shoved out of bounds after about a 2-yard gain. So is it too early if you're Kelly Donahoe and this Rockhurst staff? It's 21-0. Good drive, and they are going to send out Kyle Bush, the kicker, for a field goal here with 4 minutes and 33 seconds here to go in the opening quarter. Holder will take a knee at the 18-yard line, so 28-yard field goal attempt by Kyle Bush. Good snap, decent hold, and the kick is up, and it is true. So Rockhurst gets the first points of their night, 21-3. Whenever we return, Christian Brothers College trying to make it a perfect 3-for-3 on offensive drives. You're watching high school football on 810varsity.com.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, the Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student athlete play healthy.
(21-3) is our score here from Rockhurst High School. Kyle Bush on a 28-yard field goal, capping off a 6-play drive that started on their own 33-yard line. So the 0 is off the board, and we will see if Rockhurst is able to get a stop tonight. So far 0 for 2, and a scoop and score has CBC up 21-3. So Kyle Bush approaching from his 30-yard line on the west side of the field. And 5 steps later, the ball is on the ground. Again, this is what they tried earlier. This time it was successful off the chest of Michael Thiessen and covered up there by number 13, Jared Stewart, the sophomore. Good awareness there to keep possession for the Cadets. So once again, I think this was a game plan by Kelly Donahoe, was to not kick it deep, just to try and get as many possessions out as you can, even if you can get lucky and get one of those later on. You'll see if Thiessen is able to stand there and try and make a catch a few times because Kyle Busch has put it right at him twice. So Heidert once again in the backfield. Patrick Heidert has Love over from right to left, and it is going to be a handoff here up the middle. Wide open moves over the 50-yard line, inside the 40, down inside the 30, and tracked down around the 25-yard line. That one there is Bryce Middleton making the play, but not after a massive pickup of 38 yards. And a first down and 26. First down and 10 from the 26-yard line of Rockhurst. So one big play, Jeremiah Love. Big chunk play once again for CBC. Heidert in the shotgun. He's going to hand it to him again. Why not? Up the middle. A little hurdle move down inside the 15. And another pickup of 12 yards. So 2 plays, and Jeremiah Love is just ripping apart the Rockhurst defense right now. It's hard to stop him. He's a tall, lanky guy, 6'2", 195, but he knows how to hit the hole. I mean, he is just moving in and out so quickly on that Rockhurst defense. Heidert standing at the Rockhurst 18. This time it's a QB keeper around the left side, tracked down from behind, and a good defensive play. Trying to get the number there. I believe it's Connor Sexton once again making the stop. He had the offensive lineman Josh Gregory there to escort him into the end zone, but Connor Sexton chased him down from behind to make it a 2nd down and 9. So Love with 2 receivers over to the right side. Takes a snap. It's Love this time again, trying to find some room, and this time Rockhurst, good defense there, a whole host of Hawklets. I believe Parker Williams was the first one there. So this is going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. First time we've really seen a 3rd down tonight out of CBC. So we'll see if Heidert is able to complete a pass here for the first time. They might go back to the ground, but Heidert has thrown twice and missed on both deep shots. So Heidert, 3-step drop, looking, pumping, rolling, throwing, caught. Touchdown CBC. He extended the play and was able to find his man, Jeremiah McClellan. McClellan with the touchdown there, and great play. I mean, Patrick Heidert, he was in trouble a lot of the time, and then he was able to find his open man, scramble drill style, and another touchdown there for CBC. 12-yard touchdown pass from Heidert to McClellan, and that makes it 27-3. Kasich on for the extra point. Almost blocked this time, but it is true. And he is down. It's 28-3. Rockhurst will get the football on the other side of the break. You're watching high school football on 810varsity.com.
Need a new grill? Academy Sports and Outdoors is the destination for all your outdoor cooking needs. With our huge range of pre-assembled grills and smokers, plus seasonings and fuels, just buy online at academy.com and pick up in-store quickly with our free in-store assembly.
Welcome back, 28-3 CBC. 2:45 here to go in the opening quarter. That time a 12-yard touchdown pass from Patrick Heidert to Jeremiah McClellan on the scramble drill. 4 plays, 1 minute, 41 seconds off the clock, 62 yards is all it took for CBC to tack on 7 to their total. So 28-3, Aiden Flood, Gavin O'Boyle getting comfortable back there kicking returning kicks tonight. This is Aiden Flood, fielded around the 23-yard line, and was able to get about 5 more yards to start off Rockhurst at the 28-yard line. So if you're just joining us, it's been all CBC so far. Rockhurst able to get a field goal on their last possession, so a little bit of life there, but a scoop and score made it 21-0 after two very successful opening drives for CBC, and then their 4 plays, 62 yards in a minute and 41 seconds. They made it look easy. Now it's 28-3 in favor of CBC. Still 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the opening quarter. A lot of football to play here. Trips left for Ethan Hansen. Leggio over to his right side. And this time it's a screen pass. Isaac Cook over to the left side across the 30 and tracked down in the open field by Kendall Houston. And there is a little bit of what you like to see out of Rockhurst. They like to spread out the defense a little bit more here because they're getting a little happy around the line of scrimmage. So getting it over to the edges, having a few blockers, 3-on-2, and pick up 6 yards on first down and 10. So second down and manageable for this Rockhurst offense. Hansen with Mr. Joe Leggio, the 6'1", 245-pound senior, to his left side. It is Leggio this time. No, Hansen keeps it and gets brought down maybe for a loss of 1. That time, 54, Tyler Gant on the stop. And so that's going to leave him with a 3rd down and 4. No gain officially. So, again, another 3rd down situation for Rockhurst here. It's been difficult in the early going against the number 2 team in the state. Only Liberty North is considered a higher ranking right now in the state. Hansen on the pitch. Leggio over to the left side, trying to find a block. Cuts it up across the 39 is going to be very close. I think they're going to give him a first down. So move the chains for Rockhurst. Liberty North at 5-1. Christian Brothers coming in the game at 6-1. Liberty North, the number 1 team in the 8-10 varsity top 25 as well. Hansen takes a shotgun snap at the 36, looking deep for Gavin O'Boyle. He's in trouble, and he throws it away. And a good catch. Let's give him a shout-out. Gabe Blatt, the 5'11", 185-pound junior on the sideline, made the catch. But it's incomplete in the scorebook. Second down and 10 coming up for Rockhurst. Some early scores for you guys around the area. If you guys are looking out tonight for some other games, Ray-Pec on top of Liberty right now, 15-10. Blue Springs in the in-town rivalry against Blue Springs South, 14-7 Wildcats at Blue Springs High School. Hansen under center. Second down and 10 from the 39-yard line. This time it is a direct handoff to Leggio. Leggio one-on-one barrels over the defender. And that is a first down. Mr. Lucas McAllister met the wrath of Joe Leggio on that one as he trucked forward for a first down. A good pickup there. And it is a first down for this Rockhurst Hawklets offense. They need a lot more of it, to be honest with you. 28-3 in the early going. Still 30 seconds here to go in the opening quarter. Hansen under center on top of the big block R of Rockhurst. Fullback in the backfield as well. That's Connor Sexton gets the handoff. And Sexton brought down after about a gain of 1. That should bring us to the end of the first quarter with Christian Brothers College High School leading Rockhurst 28-3. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. We'll flip the football 4 yards as we get to the other side of the break. Rockhurst will be going from our left to right, 28-3. We'll give you some first quarter stats on the other side of the break. You're watching high school football on 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 real estate team in Kansas and Missouri, the Rob Ellerman team at Reese Nichols. With over 90 agents and 5 offices across the metro, they'll match you up with the perfect agent to get you moving with confidence. They cover the entire metro area, from Lee Summit to the Northland to Johnson County. They also have offices in Des Moines and Springfield, Missouri, and Destin, Florida, if you know of someone looking to move. The Rob Ellerman team truly is your real estate resource. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. The Rob Ellerman team, a proud supporter of Kansas City Metro High School athletics.
Through the years, you've always been there for each other. From the quiet moments,
Honey, do you want some tea?
No, I don't have to pee. Don't ask me that.
the heart of every home is the kitchen. Let Midland Marble and Granite design and install a kitchen that will last for every stage in life, from babies to grandbabies and beyond. Get your dream kitchen now with custom crafted quartz and granite countertops from Midland Marble and Granite.
Midland Marble and Granite, naturally.
28-3, CBC on top of Rockhurst as we come back with second quarter action here from Rockhurst High School. We'll give you some stats throughout the next couple of plays here, but we start off with a 2nd down and 9. Hansen now going from our left to right. And Legge over to the right side. This time it's a quick hitch pass. It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. They brought the blitz, and that's Houston. He's been everywhere tonight. Kendall Houston on the knockdown is going to bring up 3rd down and 9. First quarter stats, 178 yards of total offense for CBC, 83 for Rockhurst, 167 on the ground for CBC. So that's the big difference right now as we move forward. 2 for 2 on 3rd downs for CBC and 1 for 3 for Rockhurst. This is their 4th 3rd down of the contest. We'll see what they do. Twin set to both sides. Leggio in the backfield, play action, rolling, looking, plenty of time. Hansen this time is going to get brought down in the backfield. Another play by number 10, Kendall Houston. He's been everywhere tonight. He already has a scoop and score. That's going to bring up 4th down and forever for Rockhurst. They will bring out the punter, Luke Bailey. Plenty of time there, it seemed like, for Hansen, but instead went away from his blockers there for a second, and Houston able to track him down for a big loss. Loss of 7 brings up 4th down. Just underway in the second quarter. And Luke Bailey stands at his own 29-yard line. Drops a snap, rolling, looking, and punting it square out of bounds. And Isaac Cook showing some anger down on the sideline as well. Bailey had a chance to get it away, and they're going to walk this off. I mean, back at the original line of scrimmage at the plus 46-yard line for CBC. So back to the line of scrimmage for Rockhurst. A 0-yard punt for Rockhurst on that one. 11:06 in the second quarter, and CBC comes back out, looking to add to their 28-3 lead. Patrick Hydert, stands at his own 48-yard line. It's a handoff, play action over the middle, open, and good defense there to close the gap. Daley Steinhauser out there in coverage. He was looking for the dagger with Dakota Mayo. That was Jeremiah McClellan out there as he was looking for the completion. So it brings up 2nd and 10, but that was open for just a moment. Hydert, handoff this time, left side, pick up. There's a flag down, so we'll hear from our referee for the first time tonight. A clean first quarter, as they like to say, 0 penalties on either team. Ralph Dixon there with a gain of 6 yards, but we will see what Brian Woolworth, first time tonight. It is a holding penalty that will set CBC back behind the chains. 10-yard penalty. And so if there's any encouragement there for Rockhurst fans, it is that they're now going to be behind the chains. We'll see if Hydert is going to open up the playbook here a little bit. The running game has been so efficient so far tonight. It's hard to go away from it. That big offensive line has really played a role there. Bryce Parson, the sophomore, 6'3", 280-pound left tackle. This time Hydert up the middle, QB draw, gets up around midfield. We'll call it the minus 49, so just on their side of the field. He's going to bring up a 3rd down and very long for CBC. 3rd down and 15 to be exact. I imagine we see this one go to the air. Trip set right for CBC. Single receiver, that's McClellan on the bottom of your screen. Hydert rolls right, getting chased down, throws it, and it is complete. They're calling it incomplete. So it would have been only a gain of 6 yards anyway, so that'll be some sort of encouragement for Rockhurst fans. 3 and out. After a not great punt by Luke Bailey, they get bailed out there, and it's going to be a punt by Josh Kasich. So plenty of time. Again, I'm going to continue to say it. 10:21 here to go in the opening half, and CBC will punt it away to Rockhurst. Gavin O'Boyle back to return. Rockhurst almost got to Kasich. Kasich a spiraling punt and will trickle down inside the 10-yard line. Gavin O'Boyle not able to get to it, and it'll be downed at the 9-yard line. So tough starting field position for Rockhurst. That opening quarter, like I said, 83 yards of total offense on 16 plays, 34 of those coming through the rushing attack, and 49 passing yards. That was on the little pop pass to Isaac Cook. So that's been their best offense tonight, is going to Cook. And we'll see, down 28-3. That will probably be the play, is to try and open it up a little bit for this offense. But Joe Leggio still stands back there and is a very powerful running back. So far left side of the field here for us. Their own 9-yard line. Hansen stands at his own 2. Brings a man in motion. It is a handoff up the middle. Leggio, big play up the middle. And that's going to get him up to the 18-yard line. Okay, they're going to give him the 19-yard line and a first down. So a opening play, 10-yard rush by Joe Leggio. Good enough to move the chains for Rockhurst. Looking to put together a 91-yard drive here in the second quarter. That's a good start with 10 yards on the opening play. Leggio and Cook, the 2 running back set here for Rockhurst. And this time it is Cook out of the backfield and just gets slammed down. Wow, what a play over there. That's Tyler Gant. Tyler Gant, the 6'4", 275-pound junior, there to slam down Cook in the backfield. So a loss of 5. And that was a hard hit. I mean, Tyler Gant brought everything and more from St. Louis. So it'll bring up second down and 15, a host of subs for the Hawklets here with 15 on the play clock. Plenty of time to get the ball snapped. But Cook having to readjust the old chin strap after that one. Hansen stands at his own 8-yard line. Belt high snap, looking, throwing, corner route, going deep. It's for Cook, and Cook adjusts and makes the catch. Beautiful adjustment in the air. Isaac Cook, who's had plenty of looks, let's just say, from the outside. He has some interest from K-State, Columbia, Indiana State, North Dakota State, and Penn. And that time you show him why. I mean, adjustment in the air, great first down on a second down and long. They went for it. And Isaac Cook there to make the play, even in coverage. So Hansen now standing at his own 42-yard line. Handoff, Leggio. Leggio right side, and met by a cluster of cadets there, led by number 57, Colin Bell. They got some big boys on CBC. Like, I'm looking out here, and I'm like, these are some big high school boys. Like, unbelievable how big these kids are nowadays. But, I mean, 6'2", 240 pounds brings him down there. And I mentioned Tyler Gant from a little bit ago, 6'4", 270, up at the top of the defensive line there on your screen. Hansen throws to Cook. Cook stiff arms a man out of bounds very close to the sticks on the far side. I believe they're going to give him enough to get a first down here. Yep, about a half yard. So Cook has been the guy to go to so far tonight. That'll put him at 4 receptions and 94 yards on the night. So seeing this Rockhurst offense, every single completion that Hansen has had has gone to Isaac Cook, and so far CBC hasn't been able to stop it. So we'll see if Gavin O'Boyle gets a chance here as well, number 7 at the bottom of your screen. This time Cook in motion. It's Leggio up the middle. Leggio across the 35 and brought down for a gain of 8.5. And Rockhurst looks very efficient on this drive. Had a couple passes, a couple of runs. Looks good so far. In this particular, predicament, down 28-3, this is a good drive if you're Kelly Donahoe and the Rockhurst Hawklets. A couple of guys come in. That's Aiden Flood and Luke Bailey coming in off the sideline. Bailey, the starter for game 1 this year for Rockhurst, now playing wide receiver. Hansen standing at the CBC 40 with Leggio over to his right. Low snap, getting pushed out of the pocket. Throws it up for Cook. Cook getting mugged and incomplete. No flag comes down. They're calling it an interception. I would have to go back and look at it. They called it an interception. That's Jeffrey Morgan. He went up for it and apparently came down with it. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to go back and watch that one later. Did you see it, David? He didn't see it. Okay, he's shaking his head. No, I didn't see it. I have no idea what he saw, besides maybe there was pass interference there. But we're going to call an INT, and CBC is going to have the ball at the 6-yard line. Wow, I am shocked. 6:59 here to go in the opening half, up 28-3. Yeah, okay, here we go. We got the instant replay going here in the booth. Oh, it bounced off the back of the defender. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, David, for the instant replay. It bounced off the back of the defender and went into the hands of CBC. So the interception by Jeffrey Morgan, unbelievable. There's no way I saw that in real time. So beautiful instant replay by David. It bounced off the back of the defender and went into the hands of Jeffrey Morgan. So 2 turnovers for Rockhurst in this opening half, and a good opening run to start it off for CBC. This time around the right side, finds some room, getting tracked down. The stop there made by Zach Giangreco, and it's Dylan Vann in the backfield right now for this CBC offense. Wow, there's a cluster of plays I've seen in my life, and that's not one that I've seen where it bounces off the back of a defender and there's a guy there to pick it off. But great heads-up awareness. It was, I think, pass interference, but they didn't throw the flag, so apparently it wasn't. I'm not going to tell a man how to do his job. A dive up the middle, pickup of 4, and CBC close to another first down. I believe they're going to be just a yard short for 3rd down and 1. But again, kind of some frustrating moments here for Rockhurst in the early going where that's just a total lucky thing or unlucky thing if you're Rockhurst, where it bounces off a defender. So 3rd down and 1, handoff up the middle, dives forward. Good enough, I believe, on the far line judge for a first down as they move the chains for CBC. Trying to put a 90-plus yard drive together of their own. Again, I'm just going to have to go back and watch that. I know I just saw it, but it's just one of those unbelievable plays that you just don't see that often. Heidert out of the shotgun. Pump fake, pump and go. Wasn't there. Getting tracked down. Goes to the other side of the field and is caught. Spinning upfield and has some room. Finally tracked down. But a good pitch and catch there. Aiden Robinson-Wayne. His first catch of the evening. And a good pickup there, another first down. That time, Connor Sexton, all the way from the linebacking position, tracked him down for the stop. But I think this is where Patrick Heidert is really showing his value, because he wanted to pump and go deep, and then he saw it wasn't there, got tracked down out of the pocket, and was able to find a receiver. So a little handoff in the backfield. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be Wayne, and then he's just going to trot his way across the 50-yard line. He wanted the pass. That was Robinson-Wayne on the pop pass as well. But instead it turns to a little handoff for 12 yards and another first down. CBC busting out all the tricks on this drive. And they brought all the luck with them from St. Louis as well. 3 down linemen for the Rockhurst defense, and it's going to be a swing pass over to the left side. Screen caught and brought up around the 42-yard line. First reception for Gavin Conley. Gavin Conley, the holder this evening, but also plays wide receiver, picks up 6 yards there. 2nd down and 4, 28-3, 4:24 here to go in the opening half. Heidert calling out some signals and now looks over to the sideline, waits for the play. Again, Rockhurst playing this 3-3-5 defense here where they have 2 high safeties and then they're manned up on the outside with 3 linebackers as well. So not a lot of run help. We'll see if they can get up on Jeremiah Love this time. Love around the right side, finds the edge, and a good first down. A loud pop there as well to the 35-yard line. So far a very efficient drive. 8 plays. Started at their own 6-yard line. That time Jeremiah Love got popped. He's over on the bench now trying to figure out if his gloves are still neon green. Turns out they are. It'll be first down and 10. Another first down on this drive for CBC. Now under 4 minutes to go in the opening half. Heidert out of the shotgun. High snap. This time QB keeper inside the 30-yard line and brought down right around the 30. And again, this 3-3-5 defense, I love how it looks, but the run defense so far for Rockhurst tonight has not been there as far as keeping the edge contained. Almost all of the big plays have been bounced to the outside for CBC. So it brings up second down and 5 right in between the sticks. About as 50-50 as you can get. Heidert, handoff up the middle, squeaks through a few linemen before he's finally brought down by Parker Williams. And that was Dylan Vann, I believe, on the carry. Pardon me, that was Dixon, 27 on the carry. So we'll bring up third down and 2, 11th play of the drive coming up here. Taking off just about 4 minutes off the clock since the interception from Jeffrey Morgan just a few minutes ago. Heidert, this time around the outside, tracked down and brought down from behind. That is Parker Williams again. Flag comes in, holding on the offense. So a little question here. Is Kelly Donahoe going to accept this one? Because it's 3rd and 2. They stopped him, but then they might want to go for it. They're out of field goal range in high school, I imagine. So they're saying scoot him back. They're going to take it to 3rd down and 12. With the holding on the offense there, we'll scoot CBC back around the 37-yard line, I believe. 38-yard line is where they're going to mark it off. So it'll be a 3rd down and 13 from the spot, 10 yards from the spot. So we'll see if Heidert goes to the air once again. So far, not a bad night. He's missed on some deep ones, but he's 2 of 5, 25 yards and a touchdown. He's missed on a few big ones. And a timeout is going to be taken by CBC. They did not like the look that they were getting on 3rd down and 12. And so we see the first charge timeout, and we will take it with them. Whenever we come back, it'll be 3rd down and 13. 2:43 here to go in the opening half on 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to 810varsity.com. Christian Brothers College making the trip west here to Kansas City, where you see Rockhurst High School. The Hawklets hosting tonight, down 28-3, 3rd down and 13, 2:43 here to go in the opening half. And Heidert brings a man in motion. That is Conley. Belt high snap, looking deep, throwing, has his man, and drops it. Wow. Gavin O'Boyle, the footsteps were coming. And that was the man they had in motion, Gavin Conley. And he dropped it. So 4th down coming up. They look like they're going to punt it away. And they do bring out Kasich. So Kasich will count off the 13 yards, 14 yards that he needs to get the punt away. Gavin O'Boyle back deep to return. And coming through for the block, no, but a wobbly kick and out of bounds. It's going to be inside the 20. How deep will they go? To the 16-yard line. So Rockhurst gets a stop. Again, after a crazy interception to get out of that drive unscathed, pretty good. They're going to start on the minus 16 with 2:31 and 3 timeouts. So we'll see if Kelly Donahoe and this Rockhurst Hocklet offense can get 7 points on the board in addition to the 3 they already have. Again, we'll update you on some scores and stuff from around the area during halftime. On the other side, we'll give you some stats as well after our halftime break coming up. 2:31 away in game time. Leggio on the pitch right, looking for blockers. Has a hole, goes through a few guys, and gets tackled around the 32, and he's down. He got rolled up on a little bit awkwardly, and that is the last thing you want to see if you're Rockhurst right now. Next to last game of the regular season here, they host Blue Springs next week, who's in action tonight against their in-town rival. As Leggio is on the ground, we'll give you some updated scores from the area. Blue Springs right now up on Blue Springs South 28-14. Like I said, Blue Springs will be here at Rockhurst next week. Lee Summit North on top of Park Hill right now 17-0. Liberty North 21, Lee Summit West 7 over at Liberty North. Ray-Pec now trails Liberty 17-15. And Park Hill South up 10-0 on Lee Summit. So Joe Leggio comes off to the sideline, holding his left leg. He's going to get looked at here. So 2nd down and 3, down to 2:10 left in the first half. We'll see what Rockhurst decides to do here. This time, play action pass. Looking Cook, throwing, and well out of bounds out into the Rockhurst sideline as Hansen took a shot. Again, Tyler Gant over there is a big young man at left end. He is 6'4", 275 pounds. I imagine a few colleges are knocking on the door of CBC to see where he's going because he's been all around the quarterback tonight. They pushed him from inside to outside. He's been up at the top, down on the inside, kind of Aaron Donald style. He's down at the defensive tackle position right now. Hansen now comes off to the sideline after taking his shot, and Rockhurst's going to take a timeout. I mean, this 2 big-time players here for Rockhurst going out at the same time. Leggio with a leg. Hansen now, he took a big hit, took a massive hit. Again, we'll update you on a few scores here during this break as they take a 30-second timeout. Oak Park on top of North Kansas City 14-7 right now. Staley over St. Joe Central 14-0. Fort Osage up 16-0 on Truman. Kearney up 28-15 against Grandview. Winnetonka, the Griffins up 20-0 on Capital City. Peek over here at the Kansas side. Lutheran North on top of Bishop Miege 36-28 in progress. Blue Valley West trails Blue Valley 10-3. In progress as well. St. James Academy up 24-7 on Blue Valley North. St. Thomas Aquinas on top of Blue Valley Northwest right now, 22-16. So, okay, a few things have happened. Ethan Hansen went off to the sideline, so now Luke Bailey is under center at quarterback for Rockhurst after the injury. This time it's an inside give to Connor Sexton, and that's a no-go on 3rd down and 3. Another timeout, this time by CBC. By the way, Aiden Flood, the running back there, without Leggio in the backfield. So I believe they called a timeout, but yeah, okay. Both punt and punt return came out, but not after the timeout. Okay, so we'll give you a few more scores. Shawnee Heights, the Thunderbirds out of Topeka. They beat Blue Valley Southwest. That's already final. Free State, they're up 13-7 on Shawnee Mission East right now. Olathe West on top of Olathe South, 17-7. Baser Linwood up 28-0 on Lansing. And we'll give you some more scores as we get through halftime, as well as our stats from half number 1. And number 1 thing for Rockhurst is we see Hansen and Leggio both over on the training table. They're just trying to survive this game. They're already down 28-3 on the scoreboard. Then they see their number one rusher and their starting quarterback go to the sideline. So we'll see what halftime brings as Luke Bailey stands at his own 8-yard line to punt this one away. And a flag. Okay, a flag. And they're calling it offside. So the offense will get to come back out onto the field. So a 5-yard penalty gets them past the 3 yards they needed for the first down. And all the offense that was over on the bench looking at film is ready to go back in. So the drive will continue with 1:48 here to go. Like I said, Luke Bailey in at quarterback, Aiden Flood in at running back. So a couple of offensive starters already. Now just moved to different positions as they've had a few injuries. CBC's defense got to be a little deflated after that special teams penalty, giving a first down to Rockhurst. Again, 1:32 here to go in the opening half. And we'll see what Mr. Kelly Donahoe would like to do with this minute and 23 seconds now as the clock runs. Luke Bailey stands at his own 21-yard line. Belt high snap, looks, throws, and is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That time by Colin Bell, looking for Isaac Cook. And before coming out of the game, Ethan Hansen, 4 for 10, 92 yards passing, all to Isaac Cook. And Joe Leggio, 11 carries, 61 yards before he has gone to the sideline. So Bailey stands, hands it off. Aiden Flood, a little hurdle through the middle, and that's going to be a pickup of 7 yards. So a good run there by Aiden Flood, a little change up there because people are so used to seeing Joe Leggio in that backfield at 245 pounds. Aiden Flood at 175 just looks a little different there. So it'll be 3rd down and 3, down under a minute here in the first half, and it's a handoff to Flood, and Flood gets thrown backwards to the 25-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 30, and a timeout is called by CBC with 41 seconds here to go. They're thinking about adding some points to the total before halftime. So again, coming into this game, CBC, the number 2 team in the state. Rockhurst, again, had a 3-game winning streak snapped last week against DeSmet, 28-14. But CBC has been on an absolute tear since week 1, where they lost to East St. Louis 48-44. So they're 4 points away from being perfect on the year. Again, they've looked the part tonight. They beat a couple of Illinois teams. They will travel to Edwardsville, Illinois next week for their season finale before the playoffs as well. So they have looked the part tonight. Again, October, if you see some pink socks out there, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, it's not one of their school colors, but you are allowed to wear that tape during this month, so you absolutely can do that. Luke Bailey again back to punt, feet on his own 15. This time a better punt than earlier, kind of a spiraling end over end, and it's going to be caught and still on his feet. Now backtracking to the 30, backtracking to the 28, and then cuts it up, and a flag flies. And that was Justice Johnson, who was on the return. He lost about 12 yards there, and a flag on top of it. So we'll see what the head referee, Brian Woolworth, says. Block in the back on CBC will set them back with 23 seconds here to go, and I believe no timeouts left. So 23 seconds to make something out of nothing, but once they tack on the penalty yards, they're going to be well back into their own territory. So we'll see if they just take a knee and a 28-3 lead into the locker room. Halftime adjustments. I mean, Rockhurst will get the ball to open up the second half. So, assuming both of their position players can come back, Leggio is standing on the sideline now. He does have his helmet, so that's a good thing. But we'll see how his left leg holds up. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, and 23 seconds to go in the opening half. And it's a handoff to Love around the right side, and he's got a lot of room to run across the 40, a juke back, and he goes out of bounds around the 46-yard line. Wow, I mean, these guys have just big chunk plays tonight. Pickup officially of 25 yards for Jeremiah Love. And again, we will give you the stats on the other side of the halftime break. These guys have been absolutely destroying the ground game tonight. Over 200 yards rushing in the first half by CBC. Heidert looking, throwing, caught down inside the 30-yard line, inside the 25 with 7 seconds. They'll have to pause the clock for the chains, and they'll see if they can get a field goal out of this. That there was Gavin Conley on a pickup of around 30 yards there. So down to 5, down to 4, 3. They're just going to take the snap. Heidert looking, throwing into the end zone, and incomplete. I believe he made the catch, but he must have been out of bounds. And that ends half number 1 here from Rockhurst High School. 28-3 CBC coming from St. Louis to Rockhurst and putting it on them in the first half. We'll see what Kelly Donahoe and this Rockhurst Hawklets team can do. They get the ball first coming back from our halftime break. You are watching high school football on 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 real estate team in Kansas and Missouri, the Rob Ellerman team at Reese Nichols. With over 90 agents and 5 offices across the metro, they'll match you up with the perfect agent to get you moving with confidence. They cover the entire metro area, from Lee Summit to the Northland to Johnson County. They also have offices in Des Moines and Springfield, Missouri, and Destin, Florida, if you know of someone looking to move. The Rob Ellerman team truly is your real estate resource. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. The Rob Ellerman team, a proud supporter of Kansas City Metro High School athletics.
but you've always been there for each other. From the quiet moments,
Honey, do you want some tea?
No, I don't have to pee. Don't ask me that.
the heart of every home is the kitchen. Let Midland Marble and Granite design and install a kitchen that will last for every stage in life, from babies to grandbabies and beyond. Get your dream kitchen now with custom crafted quartz and granite countertops from Midland Marble and Granite.
Midland Marble and Granite, naturally.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state. The Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student athlete play healthy.
Fall is upon us, and so is the time to tune up that furnace. Don't miss the $49 special from Neil Harris Heating Service Experts. That's right, get your system tuned up for just $49, and you don't even have to be a Service Experts Advantage program member. Call 816-629-5343. That's 816-629-5343. Or schedule online at any time at neilharrisserviceexperts.com. That's neilharrisserviceexperts.com. And get ready for winter today.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to Rockhurst High School. It is 28-3. CBC came in just to give you a little comeback here on how things got started. Jeremiah Love, 31-yard touchdown run, got the Cadets on the board 7-0. Then Dylan Vann, a 1-yard touchdown run, made it 14-0. That was an efficient drive. And then disaster on the first play from scrimmage for Rockhurst as Kendall Houston scoop and scored. Like I said, on the first play of that Rockhurst drive, made it 21-0 in a blink of an eye. Then a good Rockhurst drive put together. Kyle Bush, 28-yard field goal, made it 21-3. And then Patrick Heidert, again, great scramble drill. Pass completed to Jeremiah McClellan, 11-yard touchdown pass. Makes it 28-3 where we sit right now. To give you some perspective on the stats from the first half, Ethan Hansen went out at the end. So I'm gonna pull these stats up, by the way. But to give you CBC stats while I track these down, Patrick Heidert was 4 of 9, 58 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then Jeremiah Love, 8 carries on the ground for the Cadets, 135 yards, and that touchdown as well. Ethan Hansen, 4 of 10, 92 yards, all 4 completions going to Isaac Cook. No touchdowns, a crazy play where an interception happened to end a Rockhurst drive. Joe Leggio, 11 carries, 61 yards. Both Ethan Hansen and Joe Leggio came off to the sideline at the end of the first half. Interested to see if they will come back and play here in the second half. Rockhurst is going to need them. By the way, I want to mention this. This happened well before the game started. Coach Joe Morris, John Morris, is one of the assistant coaches for Kelly Donahoe. He is the class of Rockhurst 1974, and he's been at Rockhurst ever since, 40 years in total. He's been on staff 1984 to now. He's the lineman's coach, also JV football coach. His record as a JV football coach is 167-6, and he had a 71-game winning streak from 1993 to 2004. So 11 years he went without losing a JV football game. It's pretty unbelievable. He also has been a part of 332 wins here at Rockhurst for 6 state titles in football. He's also the JV basketball coach, been on the sideline for 3 basketball state titles. His JV basketball record is 482 and 120. He also does track as a coach as well, and he's been to 2,000, coached in 2,000 games or meets since 1984. So he goes into the Rockhurst Sports Hall of Fame in the pregame. So hats off to Coach John Morris. Unbelievable stretch here at Rockhurst. Loves what he does. Do something for that long, you got to love what you're doing. So congratulations to Coach John Morris, who was inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame here at Rockhurst right up before the game. So again, 28-3, CBC on top of Rockhurst right now. Good news is, at least from what I can tell, Ethan Hansen is back up, has a helmet on. So he got rocked towards the end of the first half. Bad news would be is if he didn't have his helmet on. So they deem him worthy to come back in, healthy enough to come back in and play. So that's a good thing for Rockhurst, their starting quarterback coming back in. At least I believe they will do that. So we'll keep you posted on that. Rockhurst won the toss to open up the game, and they said, we'll take the ball in the second half. So they deferred. Thanks to all you guys watching on 810varsity.com and 810varsity's YouTube page. Saw you guys around 250 folks joining us tonight, unable to come out to the game, or family from around, or just interested. Appreciate you guys doing that. Feel free to hit the subscribe button while you're there. Don't want to miss a Rockhurst game. Next week they host the Blue Springs Wildcats. And speaking of those Blue Springs Wildcats, they are looking for one of their first wins of the year as well. They have one win on the year. So they are up right now on Blue Springs South 35-14. They come knocking on Rockhurst's door next week. You will not want to miss that one either, as it'll be a good matchup. Kelly Donahoe, the old head coach at Blue Springs High School, so that'll be a fun little throwback game for him as well. Spent 20 seasons with the Wildcats. So half number 2 about to get underway. Kasich teeing it off from the 40. This one deeper kick. Aiden Flood back there at his own 5 to return. Up across the 10, 25-30, and finally dragged down. Good return there, 27 yards on the return. So Rockhurst will have decent field position once again as they get the football. And looking down at the huddle, I do see Ethan Hansen back in there. I do not see Joe Leggio yet. Doesn't mean he's not in there, but I do not see him yet. So they'll start this drive on their own 32-yard line. 11:54 here to go in the third quarter, just underway in the second half. There is no Joe Leggio. It is Aiden Flood in the backfield behind Ethan Hansen. Hansen under center brings Isaac Cook in motion, and it is a handoff to Flood up the middle for 4 yards to get the drive going. Again, an interesting kind of differential in that backfield between Leggio, who is 6'1", 245 pounds, to Aiden Flood, who's 5'11", 175. The senior, he does play a lot. He plays out at the wide receiver position often. But running back right now, as Joe Leggio is out, he did have a leg injury in the first half. No update on that, but he is not out there right now. This time it's Cook in motion. Cook loses his footing and goes down around the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 or so. So an early test on 3rd down for Rockhurst. In the first half, they were 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. So this is the percentage not great, 16.7% each time they got to a 3rd down. So they only converted 1 in the first half, 50% for CBC. So it'll be Hansen sending out 3 receivers to his left side, and Isaac Cook up top one-on-one on the short side of the field. Play action, rolls to his left, looks left, throws. Gavin O'Boyle catches and gets driven backwards. Stopped there by Justice Johnson, and it's going to be a pickup of 2, bringing up 4th down. So a quick 3, and I presume out. But they are going to bring the offense to the line. Hansen will scoot back and pooch kick it away with his left foot, end over end. towards the sideline, got a good roll, should be down around the 30-yard line exactly. CBC comes back out, holding on to a 25-point lead. 28-3 here, 10:09 to go in the third quarter. Again, not imagining it gets there, but if it does get to a 35-point lead, the clock does run in the state of Missouri. So from the 30-yard line, we will see this cadet offense where Patrick Heidert was 4 of 9, 58 yards and a touchdown. Jeremiah Love was the main featured back, 135 yards rushing on the ground. Not out there right now. This time it's a screen pass. Good defense coming at you. Great play out there on the corner. That was Micah Oder. Yeah, that was Aiden Robinson-Wade out there, and he met Micah Oder out there. Oder drops him for a loss of 5 yards. So good first play on defense for Rockhurst. This time it's a handoff up the middle, trying the right side, and Rockhurst defense looking a little bit more solid after that halftime chat. Ralph Dixon on the carry. And big number 99, Jaden Willis. Willis standing at 6'3", 230 pounds, the senior last year here at Rockhurst, and gets them after a gain of 2. This time Heidert pressured, rolls, throws, incomplete. Pressure brought there by Parker Williams, and that's going to bring up a punt, but intentional grounding is called as well. So they'll tack that onto the end of it. So that should be, I believe, a loss of down. But I also have no idea what they would do. It would be 4th down, they'd lose it. So I've never run into this situation before either. So they'll tack on the penalty, take him back to the 10-yard line to where Kasich is going to be standing in his own end zone. Gavin O'Boyle back deep to return, and this, I'm just going to call, I think it's going to be a touchdown here. I think they're going to return for some reason. I have that feeling. Gavin O'Boyle standing there. If he gets this opportunity, I truly believe this could be, I don't like calling a lot of things, but this time not a great punt. O'Boyle calls for the fair catch, drops it, but gets back on top of it. So almost the opposite of what I said. I didn't mean to almost jinx him, but it was close. They'll get great field position, if anything. On the plus 45, that drive only taking up 1 minute off the clock for CBC. So Rockhurst in business, down 28-3. Ethan Hansen in, Joe Leggio out. So Aiden Flood is going to be the man to handle the duties in the backfield. But I imagine we're going to see Ethan Hansen let this one spin a little bit more in the second half, simply because you're down 28-3, but also there's no Joe Leggio in that backfield. Hansen with Cook at his left. This time, rolls left, looks left, Cook open, wide open, inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown Rockhurst. I mean, I was one play late, but it still counts. Touchdown Rockhurst, 45 yards from Ethan Hansen to Isaac Cook out of the backfield. Beautiful wheel route run, scramble drill worked, nobody was covering him, and 6 points on the board for the first time tonight for Rockhurst. That makes it 28-9. Some life here on a one-play, 9-second drive that took 45 yards, and a beautiful pitch and catch from Hansen to Isaac Cook, the man that's getting a lot of interest from K-State as well as some other schools around the area. So beautiful, beautiful throw and catch. Wide open, able to take it in for the 45-yard score. Kyle Bush on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up and good between the neon yellow uprights. It's 28-10. Rockhurst showing some life in the second drive in the second half. We'll see if they can get another stop on the other side of the break. You're watching high school football on 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 real estate team in Kansas and Missouri, the Rob Ellerman team at Reese Nichols. With over 90 agents and 5 offices across the metro, they'll match you up with the perfect agent to get you moving with confidence. They cover the entire metro area, from Lee Summit to the Northland to Johnson County. They also have offices in Des Moines and Springfield, Missouri, and Destin, Florida, if you know of someone looking to move. The Rob Ellerman team truly is your real estate resource. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. The Rob Ellerman team, a proud supporter of Kansas City Metro Metro High School Athletics.
Welcome back to Rockhurst. A one-play, 45-yard drive took 9 seconds off the clock. Ethan Hansen to Isaac Cook for the touchdown. Rockhurst, first touchdown of the evening. 28-10 is our score. CBC still leads. But this is the kickoff here that I've seen a few times. Kyle Bush stepping it off, and we've seen it go right into the chest of Michael Thiessen twice. We'll see if they go for it again here as Bush stands at his own 30, takes a few steps, and here we go. This one is a deep kick, well back to the goal line, and it's going to be a touchback. So the rule is, inside that, they're not going to allow the return, so it's going to be a touchback for CBC. Starting off at the 20-yard line. Again, great play design. No Joe Leggio, like I said, but able to get some points up on the board is Rockhurst here in the third quarter. So now it's the defense's turn once again. They got a good 3-and-out there to open up the half against the CBC offense. And we'll see what they can do here. 8:53 here to go in the third quarter. Starting from their own 20-yard line. Heidert hands it off. Right side, Jeremiah Love, the guy that had 138 yards in the first half. This time stopped after 5. Connor Sexton's been just about everywhere tonight in the backfield at fullback. Plays outside linebacker as well. Gets the stop there. And this cadet offense has two receivers over to the right side. Heidert, another handoff. Jeremiah Love up the middle and brought down close to the sticks. Very close to the sticks. Depending upon the spot, it looks like they'll move them. So 2 plays and a first down for CBC here. 8:18 here to go in the third quarter. Heidert, again, 4 of 9, 58 yards and a touchdown in the first half. But, we've seen some throws that he's missed that definitely would have found the end zone if he connected on him. So we'll see if they can connect on one of those here in the second half. This time, Connor Sexton throws him down in the backfield. Hello, Ralph Dixon. There's Connor Sexton to throw him down in the backfield for a loss of 5 yards. Beautiful defensive play. Connor Sexton, again, he has been a tremendous asset to these guys. The 220-pound junior at 6'2", he's going to be getting some calls as well at Rockhurst. Can't imagine a guy at his frame, and he plays both sides of the ball, but, on the defensive side's enough. I imagine there'll be a few schools calling up Rockhurst and Coach Kelly Donahoe. This time it's Heidert. Heidert running left side, getting tracked down around the 32-yard line or so. Parker Williams there on the stop. And again, Rockhurst just trying to get this CBC offense back off the field, trying to ride this momentum here at home. 3rd down and 8 coming up. Good amount of people made the trip from St. Louis and CBC to see this game against Rockhurst. This time it's trips over to the right side for Heidert. Single man up top. Now they're reading that defense, calling the play from the sideline. And Heidert will now slip in the mouthpiece, dry off the hands on the towel, stand back at his own 26, takes the belt tie snap, 3-step drop, throws it, and is complete up across the 50-yard line and tossed out of bounds to the north side of the field. That one is going to be caught by Dakota Mayo. So a 3rd down and 8 turns into a 1st down and 10 from midfield. And that's a little bit of a deflator. Heidert there standing in the pocket. Made a good, solid throw. This time it's a screen pass over to the right side. Gets a good block. Maybe a block in the back. No flag. And a pickup of 9 yards. Coach Donahoe letting him know that was a block in the back. But it was complete to Aiden Robinson-Wayne for a 9-yard gain. But again, Coach Kelly Donahoe getting on that line judge over there. That certainly looked like a block in the back. This time handoff Jeremiah Love up the middle. Just a burst of speed. It's going to take a host of Hawklets there to bring him down. Whistle is down, even though he broke through. And it's a pickup of a 1st down, 8 yards on the carry. So Jeremiah Love has been a tremendous running back tonight. He's now north of 150 yards rushing. And anytime they need a big play, he's been the guy to go to. 31-yard touchdown to open up the game. It's just been a really good asset for this Cadet offense. Heidert hands it off again. Nope, play action. Looking up top. Open and caught. Wide open touchdown CDC. That's Aiden Robinson Wayne. 34-yard touchdown strike. Great play design, great play execution as well. The play action post route, everybody looking at Jeremiah Love in that backfield. And sure enough, Robinson Wayne able to get over the top, beat Gavin Boyle there on the post route. And now it's 34-10 CBC. Kasich on for the extra point. And Conley there to hold that extra point. High snap, and it's blocked. Blocked it away, and ball is dead. So you can add that to Connor Sexton in his stat line, a blocked extra point as well. So it's 34-10 halfway through the third quarter. Join us as Rockhurst gets the ball on the other side of the break here on 810varsity.com.
Through the years, you've always been there for each other. From the quiet moments.
Honey, do you want some tea?
No, I don't have to pee. Don't ask me that.
The heart of every home is the kitchen. Let Midland Marble and Granite design and install a kitchen that will last for every stage in life, from babies to grandbabies and beyond. Get your dream kitchen now with custom crafted quartz and granite countertops from Midland Marble and Granite.
Midland Marble and Granite, naturally.
34-10 is the score. CBC scoring on a 34-yard touchdown from Patrick Heidert to Aiden Robinson Wayne, taking off just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. So 24-point deficit now after Rockhurst touchdown drive. The one-play touchdown drive, CBC, goes down with an efficient 7-play, 80-yard drive to tack on 6 more. Blocked extra point by Connor Sexton, and ball is loose and recovered by CBC. The last thing that Rockhurst wanted to see there was the pooch kick, and not recovered by Rockhurst. CBC going to come back out onto the field on the plus 22-yard line. Just a disaster there. I mean, a pooch kick went up in the air. Nobody was there to cover it up for Rockhurst. And so CBC is going to come back out with amazing field position. This Rockhurst defense has been on the field a long time tonight. Has been very difficult sledding against Jeremiah Love and this CBC offense. So it is 34-10, and CBC with back-to-back possessions here. They send out their myriad of weapons that they have. Twins over to the right side, one up top, tight end right as well. Heidert, a quick slant RPO, and makes the catch for a pickup of 8. And again, this offense, that time they go to the tight end, Jeremiah McClellan. McClellan just, I mean, he's also one of those guys that's dangerous. But a gain of 9, Gian Greco on the stop there. Heidert, handoff over to the right side. Down inside the 10, yeah, people are calling for a hold everywhere, and it just seems like they're keeping the flags in the pocket tonight. Dylan Vann on the carry there. Gavin O'Boyle, once again, also having a good game. Got beat on one throw just a drive ago, but has had a decent game out there at corner as well. Heidert with Vann at his right, tight end right as well. 2 receivers to the top side. They look over to the sideline for the play. And they switch Vann over to the left side. The Rockhurst fans giving it to the refs here. You always wonder if they can even hear him. Heidert punches it up inside. A gain of 2. Ball comes out. Rockhurst says yes, and so does the referee. Rockhurst gets the takeaway. And guess who? Connor Sexton. My dude is everywhere tonight. I'm telling you, if you're watching this game and you're like, hey, it's 34-10, Connor Sexton is the guy. He is the guy making the plays for this team. I mean, he's been everywhere. He plays fullback, outside linebacker. He's the guy that they are feeding off of right now, and that type of leadership that you need out of a junior. So they get the ball back. 4:50 here to go in the third quarter. It is a 24-point deficit. So in theory, a 3-possession game. 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions could tie this bad boy up. But Rockhurst will have it at their own 10-yard line to open up this drive. Again, no Joe Leggio here in the second half. Had a leg injury in the first half. And probably will not see him. Hansen has trips over to his left side. Aiden Flood to his right. And it's a fake screen, QB draw, and no-go there for Ethan Hansen. Loss of 2 on the play. He's going to bring up second down and about 12 or 13. They almost gave him a loss of 3 and set him back all the way to the 7-yard line. And again, back up against the wall. This is a tough place to be. They're going to bring in Tate Scanlon, and they're also going to bring in Ryan Dirks. So a couple of first-timers out there, at least from what I've seen. The big boy package. Ethan Hansen under center sends Flood over to the left side, and timeout Rockhurst. Did not like what they saw, so they're going to take a timeout. 34-10 here in the third quarter. 4:09 here to go. Across the area, you got Blue Springs on top of Blue Springs South, 35-21. Again, Blue Springs, Rockhurst next week from right here at Rockhurst High School. Lee Summit North on top of Park Hill, 38-0. Big score there by Lee Summit North. Liberty North, the number 1 team in the 8-10 varsity top 25, 21-7 up on Lee Summit West. Ray-Peck and Liberty went back and forth for a while, but Ray-Peck now up 28-17. Park Hill South on top of Lee Summit, 21-14. Oak Park on top of North Kansas City, 21-7. Staley taking care of St. Joe Central, 28-0. Belton on top of William Chrisman, 20-12. Fort Osage on top of Truman, 32-0. And Grain Valley, the Fighting Eagles out there on top of Raytown, 13-7. So Hansen back under center. 2 receivers to his right, a couple of guys over to his left as well. It's a fake pitch, inside give. Luke Bailey on the inside there is going to pick up around 6 yards. So the inside give gets him back in third down and a little bit longer than you want, but third down and 7 is much better than third down and 13 for all the non-football experts out there. So Hansen, we haven't seen him go to the air very much tonight. We really haven't. He's had 12 passes tonight, completed 6 of them. 5 of those to Isaac Cook. Cook, 137 yards and a touchdown receiving. We also haven't seen one go to Miles Carson. Carson's in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Hansen looking right, throwing right, caught. Cook very close to the chains. We'll see where the spot is. Looks good enough for a first down. So on that side, Isaac Cook able to bring it in. That now makes him 6 catches and 146 yards. Pardon me, 143 yards. So good for Rockhurst first down. You're seeing a couple of these defensive guys come onto the field as well. Parker Williams and Connor Sexton, they really do it all. Those guys play both sides of the ball. Luke Bailey coming off to the sideline after the last couple of plays here. So first down and 10 from the 20-yard line of Rockhurst. 3:24 here to go in the third quarter, down 34-10. Hansen standing at his 15, brings a man in motion. It's a little pop pass again to Cook. Cook looking for room. Oh, and he was really close to busting that one free. Instead, it's a gain of 7, but he was about a half a foot away from breaking that one to the house. He did not have anybody in front of him. If he was able to slip that tackle, he is gone. Instead, able to bring him down and a pickup of 7. 3 minutes here to go in the third quarter. On this beautiful fall evening at Rockhurst High School. Isaac Cook and Gavin O'Boyle at the top of your screen. Ethan Hansen under center. Once again, this time it's a handoff. Aiden Flood and is met in the hole by a couple of cadets. I mean, that defense has played really well tonight. Met in the hole, Michael Teason. Michael Teason there from the outside linebacker position was there to make the tackle. And again, the running game right now, it's going to bring up third down and 3. It's been tough sledding. No Joe Leggio here in the second half, and you can, kind of tell, the big guy that runs through people is just not there right now. So Aiden Flood handling the backfield duties. So this time to the short side of the field, a couple of receivers and a wing back. Aiden Flood in the backfield on third down and 2. They're bringing the house. It's a pitch to Flood. Flood trying to get the edge, and oh my goodness. Big stop. Oh, it's that man, Tyler Gant, I was telling you about, the 6'4", 270-pound junior. Going to bring up 4th and 1, and that was a massive stop. Wow. I mean, 270 against 175. You're giving up 100 pounds on that kid. Whew. That was a rough hit. High school football in Kansas City, no joke. 4th down and 1. Big play here. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Hanson under center. Hanson, quarterback keeper, leans forward. Based upon the spot, he didn't get it. Based upon the spot, he did not get there. The football's laying directly on the 30. Oh, and that, oh, my, wow, the Rockhurst fans are not happy about that. About a foot short. Oh, and coach is giving it to him as well. That was not a pretty sight. They got him about a foot short, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for Rockhurst. Late here in the third quarter, down 24. They kind of had to do it. And the ball's going to go over on downs with 1:23 in the third quarter. Again, another possession where CBC is starting on the plus side. Last possession, they had it on the plus 22 on the kickoff recovery, but they fumbled it away. So still a 24-point game, but it's looking more bleak and bleak on this Rockhurst sideline. Hydert out of the shotgun, handoff up the middle, stalled up, and still looking for some room, brought down by a host of Hawklets. That one was Dylan Vann on the carry. You know, the defense has an advantage here by one thing. I know you're down 24, but you have all the aggression on your side. You can hit them as hard as you want to if you're on the defensive side of the football. You got to be careful on the offensive side. Down inside a minute in the third quarter. 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. Dual running backs. This time it's a rollout pass. Hydert looking, throwing, catching, first down and more. Finally brought down from behind. And a good pitch and catch once again. I mean, that is Dakota Mayo. And Mayo is just, silently had a really good game. Hydert, that's his sixth completion, I should say. Now up over 60 yards passing, but he's been efficient. I mean, I know 8 of 14, 113 yards. Just updated on the stats there. This time Hydert looking on the slant, the hitch route. And it's another 12, 13 yards again to Mayo. And Mayo is, a couple of catches in a row. Now they're knocking on the door at the 2-yard line. Hurry up offense. This Rockhurst defense is gassed. They've been on the field a long time tonight. Stretching into the end of the third quarter. Handoff up the middle and into the end zone is Ralph Dixon. 4 plays, 30 yards, and 1 minute off the clock. And that's a 2-yard touchdown for number 27. Ralph Dixon. That's going to make it 40-10 here as we get close to the end of the third quarter. Again, tough sledding tonight for Rockhurst. It's been a tough one. A lot of calls haven't gone their way as well, but again, 30-point deficit. Really, really tough to handle if you're a Rockhurst fan, just simply because you're not used to this. Point after is good. 41-10 is the score. 24 seconds left in the third quarter, so we'll take a break with them. Rockhurst going to try and get some more points on the board after this on 810varsity.com.
Through the years, you've always been there for each other. From the quiet moments.
Honey, do you want some tea?
No, I don't have to pee. Don't ask me that.
The heart of every home is the kitchen. Let Midland Marble and Granite design and install a kitchen that will last for every stage in life, from babies to grandbabies and beyond. Get your dream kitchen now with custom crafted quartz and granite countertops from Midland Marble and Granite.
Midland Marble and Granite, naturally.
And welcome back to Rockhurst High School. Just a beautiful promo read there by the PA announcer here at Rockhurst. You guys can catch all the Rockhurst games here on 810varsity.com and the 810varsity YouTube page. Appreciate you guys checking it out this evening. CBC, the number 2 team in the state in 6A, made the drive long, solid 3.5, 4-hour drive across the state. And they're taking care of Rockhurst right now at home, 41-10, inching closer to the fourth quarter. Josh Kasich putting his foot into it, and this time you got to imagine somebody's going to catch this one. It is Aiden Flood from his own 20-yard line, and shoved out of bounds around the 29, and a flag flies. That was a late hit, so that'll tack on 15 more. And decent starting field position once again for Rockhurst. Again, late hits. You know, this is where CBC, if they want to win a state title, you got to clean up the small things, as they like to say in football terms. So, again, if you are just joining us, appreciate you guys tuning in on 810varsity.com and 810 Varsity YouTube, And Joe Leggio has been out since the first half. Their stud running back in the backfield went down with a leg injury at the end of the first half. But Rockhurst still, still trotting it out there. 41-10, 20 seconds here to go in the third quarter, and Ethan Hansen is going to continue to be under center. He had a little bit of a scare at the end of the first half as well, but he's back out there in the second half. It's been just fine. Inside give and thrown down. 24 there, Jacob Tatum there on the stop. And the first carry for Ryan Dirks, the 6', 190-pound senior, picks up 4 yards on 1st and 10. So welcome into the game, Ryan Dirks. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. CBC on top of Rockhurst, 41-10. Join us for the fourth quarter coming up on the other side of the break on 810varsity.com.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, the Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student-athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student-athlete play healthy.
Second down and 6 as we open up the fourth quarter here from Rockhurst High School, down 41-10. Luke Bailey sends Isaac Cook in motion. Direct handoff out of the I formation to Aiden Flood, and Flood drives forward for another 3.5, 4 yards. Bring up third down and 3 for Rockhurst. Again, if you're just joining us, Joe Leggio, no-go in the second half after a leg injury. Don't see him on the sideline, so hopefully all the best to him as he recovers from whatever he had tonight. But again, Jeremiah Love has led the way, 11 carries, 154 yards, and a touchdown for CBC. And we'll get to the scoring plays here in just a little bit. Ethan Hansen, once again, under center. And it's another handoff. It's Aiden Flood trying to find the edge, and does find the edge, and gets enough for a first down. Referee comes over to check it out, but Justice Johnson there on the shove out of bounds. Stop the clock, move the chains, and first down from the 45 is Rockhurst. I'll give this to him. Rockhurst has not given up the whole night. I know that's one of those cheesy things to say as a commentator, but they've gone out and they have tried to play their game as best as they can. So they've had some bad breaks tonight against a very good opponent, and so still here in the fourth quarter fighting it out. 11-18 here to go in the game, 41-10. Hansen out of the shotgun, standing on the white and blue of midfield. And a dead ball foul here, offsides on CBC. So we do not see many. We have not seen many penalties at all tonight. Scrolling down here, 5 penalties on CBC. Couple here in the last couple minutes, so that'll be their 6th one of the night. Only 1 on Rockhurst. So if there's something to be said about that, Rockhurst has played very disciplined football. Just has again some bad breaks. First down and 5 for Rockhurst as Isaac Cook is in the slot up top right, their leading receiver tonight. Hansen, bell tie snap, looks, throws, deep, open, Cook, one-on-one, and caught it. Down inside the 5-yard line again. Isaac Cook has just been one of those bright spots for Rockhurst tonight. Him and Connor Sexton have really led the way here for Rockhurst. The man getting some recognition, some looks from K-State as well as others. Columbia in the mix as well. So that's a big old 40-yard chunk play from Ethan Hansen to Isaac Cook down inside the 5-yard line. Under 11 minutes to go here now in the game. And he's going to send up to the top of your screen Miles Carson. Trips over to the right side, including O'Boyle and Cook and Luke Bailey. So it's a rollout. Hansen looking, throwing, and incomplete. Had a couple guys open but could not throw it back up against his body. So it falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Scoring plays tonight, Jeremiah Love, 31-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. Dylan Vann, 1-yard touchdown run for CBC, made it 14-0. Scoop and score for 30 yards. Kittle Houston made it 21-0. That was a backbreaker. And then field goal drive by Rockhurst made it 21-3. Then Heidert found Jeremiah McClellan for 11 yards to close out the scoring in the first half, 28-3. Rockhurst knocking on the door. Hansen, handoff, flood up the middle, and dropped around the original line of scrimmage. Tough to get through these guys. That there on the stop is R.J. White. So then in the second half, the scoring looks like this. Ethan Hansen completed a 45-yard pass to Isaac Cook. 45 yards, made it 28-10. And then right back at it, CBC, Patrick Heidert to Aiden Robinson-Wayne for 33 yards and a touchdown. The PAT was blocked. So 34-10 is where we stood, and then an additional scoring play on their last drive. This time up top for Cook, just getting held like crazy. No flag is found. Isaac Cook is stating his case. I don't know how it's not pass interference. Again, you always want to let the kids play. But that one's one-on-one coverage. Hansen just tossing it up to the best, receiver he's got on the field, I believe. One of the, really good receivers here at Rockhurst. But Cook is the leader right now. And just unbelievable. Referee is, even Ethan Hansen's asking the referee, what's happening? So timeout Rockhurst. And they got to get their heads about him right now. At 41-10 with 10 minutes left in the game, and Isaac Cook is just steamed up right now. He can't even be held on by Connor Sexton. That was a weird one. If you go back and watch it, I'm sure you saw there was some contact. I know a lot of people in an NFL game, if that was a Chiefs game, people would be very upset. Very, very upset. And so those same fans are out here for Rockhurst as well. Certainly look like there was a penalty there, but no flag is thrown. It's going to bring up 4th down. And Rockhurst is, obviously at this point in the game, 10 minutes left. They're going to go for it down 31. But Isaac Cook, he's got to be careful. If you're Coach Kelly Donahoe, you got to send him to the far side of the field because that referee and him are not on good speaking terms right now. Instead, they send him right towards him. I love it. Okay, well, that is awesome. So Gavin O'Boyle goes to the top of the screen. Isaac Cook stays down at the bottom of your screen. He's just outside the 10-yard line there. As you look on your computer screen, your phone screen, if you're watching on TV, fantastic. Big high def, thanks to David Trimble out here on the producing duties. Hansen, the toss. Aiden Flood. Flood wants to throw it and gets intercepted. And that's no good. Gets tossed out of bounds. Aiden Flood gets picked off there. Trying to get a number here. That is 28. Michael Thiessen. He's been involved a lot tonight. So Aiden Flood is going to throw the interception on 4th down and 6. No bite on the pitch on 4th down. And that will just about take all the air out of the balloon that is Rockhurst tonight. 41-10 with just under 10 minutes to go. CBC comes back out onto the field for their drive. Again, it's hard to tell whenever you're talking about high school referees, what they are told to call and what not to call. And so I know a lot of Rockhurst fans will see that online and just be in disbelief that there was no flag thrown. Jeremiah Love on the handoff and brings it up about a yard. So again, 41-10. 9:53 was the opening of the drive. And so from their own 7, Rockhurst, again, some things to build off of, okay? So they're 3-4 on the year. They're going to drop this one tonight, presumably, to go to 3-5. They have Blue Springs here next week. Maybe some confidence boost going into the playoffs. But CBC, very, very talented team. Jeremiah Love again on the cut and able to drag his defender. Stop there by Colton Wemoff. So we'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. So, yeah, going forward, Blue Springs comes over to Rockhurst next week. Blue Springs right now in a battle with their in-town rival, Blue Springs South. And Blue Springs is going to pick up, again, presumably, their 2nd win of the year, 42-21. As Heidert hands it off again, big hole this time. Hanging on by a thread is the linebacker. And thrown out of bounds around the 37-yard line is Ralph Dixon. So another big chunk play here for CBC. CBC will go on the road to Illinois next week to take on Edwardsville, Illinois. Again, that's next week. So they're traveling all over the place trying to get these games in. Heidert in the shotgun, 2 running backs with him. It's Jeremiah Love again out of the backfield and tracked down from behind. That's Parker Williams there on the stop, and they're just trying to drown all the clock away here in the 4th quarter. Now down inside 8:50. And again, confidence boost if you can next week against Blue Springs, get into the playoffs, and then figure it out from there. Got to imagine Rockhurst will be on the road a good majority of the time. But, this Rockhurst team, you get them into the playoffs, give them a chance. A lot of talent out here. You want to get Joe Leggio right as well. Hopefully his leg is doing just fine. But we will certainly see. Heidert out of the shotgun again, standing at his own 33. This time it's a quick slant pass and incomplete. And that one was intended for Aiden Robinson Wayne. Wayne's had a good night as well. He had a touchdown earlier on a post route for 34 yards. And the score, that made it 41-10. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 with 7:55 here to go in the ball game. And CBC still trying to do their thing, trying to get better as well. The number 2 team in the state coming in. 2 running backs in the backfield. It is a handoff. Dixon brought down, ball's out. And recovered, I believe, by Rockhurst. So big number 99, Jaden Willis, with fumble recovery. And so Rockhurst will have good field position here. Some confidence again, boosting as the defense gets a takeaway. Will Eckel caused that fumble. Again, if you guys are on the 810 Varsity YouTube page, feel free to subscribe. You won't want to miss any of the playoff action coming up here in a couple of weeks in the states of Missouri and Kansas. So Ethan Hansen comes back out. Aiden Flood over to the left side of him. They're standing just outside the big case R. Hansen stepping, looking, throwing into coverage, and incomplete for Gavin O'Boyle. Deshaun Richmond there in coverage for CBC. The one-on-one balls here at the end, Isaac Cook, Gavin O'Boyle, 2 very talented receivers for Rockhurst, and so you got to imagine they're going to air it out as much as physically possible. Right now they're down to 10 on the play clock. Again, down 41-10. You can see it at the bottom of your screen. David Trimble doing a great job producing up here, running, making sure the stream is good to go. Hansen rolling right, looking right, wants somebody to go deep, and nobody went deep, so he just took off and was able to pick up around 4 yards. CBC wanted a little bit of a block in the back, but hey, at this point in the game, why throw it now? 3rd down and 6-5 coming up here for Rockhurst. Hansen, I mean, on the rollout, he is a sophomore, so, he's going to continue to work on his game. These receivers, very, very talented. I mean, Rockhurst, year in, year out, is going to have great talent. But Hansen's going to have a couple years at this thing. So Hansen out of the shotgun, standing at the CBC 40. QB draw up the middle, following his blocker, and is going to have enough for a first down. And still no flag. That was well after forward progress was stopped. And the Rockhurst fans are really letting the referees know about it now. I mean, to be fair, it's been a frustrating night on all accounts for Rockhurst. It didn't start good. It didn't get much better. Able to get a touchdown their opening drive of the second half. But it has not been a great night for Rockhurst as CBC came knocking. But it is enough for a first down. So Hansen, regardless of the post-play stuff, gets the first down. Hansen looking, throwing, open, and just over the outstretched arms of Gavin O'Boyle, and the frustration is showing. Pounding the Rockhurst end zone turf 4 times. You see why. He was open. Just a little bit more air under that one. Hansen's arm, he's wiggling that shoulder a little bit. He took a big shot at the end of the first half, able to come back in and played pretty well here in the second half. But an unfortunate throw there where it was a little bit overthrown, had his man wide open. Again, 41-10. Just over 7 minutes here to go in the ball game. Hansen, play action, rolls right, looks right, goes back across his body to O'Boyle and is caught down inside the 16-yard line. That's going to be good enough for another first down for Rockhurst. Move the chains. O'Boyle gets a chance to catch one there. And again, these two guys, they've been really good. Isaac Cook leads the team with 8 catches, 186 yards, and a touchdown tonight. He's been their go-to guy, but Gavin O'Boyle, in Cook's absence earlier in the year, was really solid. So, they have a couple of really good weapons out there. Hansen standing at the CBC 20. Hitch route, caught, runs, and about a gain of 6. So another catch for Isaac Cook. That is his 9th reception of the night. Getting close to the 200-yard mark as well. 6:28 here to go in the game, 41-10 CBC. Again, a beautiful autumn evening here. So we're getting into the middle of October. Not a breath of wind is moving Old Glory over there. And a fumbled snap. Ball still on the ground. Aiden Flood able to pull it in. And that's going to be a loss back to the 20-yard line. And bring up 3rd down and 13 or so. Again, like I was saying, not a breath of wind. The Friday Night Lights, beautiful. If you guys have a chance in the next couple weeks to come out, fantastic. If not, subscribe or stay locked in on 810varsity.com. We will bring you the action as best we can. Chad Rader doing a great job in there. Also doing the pregame, postgame for the game of the week on 810 Varsity, or 8:10 a.m., I should say. The WHB, the real deal. So Ethan Hansen standing now at the CBC 25, looking up top. Gavin O'Boyle one-on-one coverage and is batted up in the air and incomplete. And that will bring up 4th down. So he's looking for O'Boyle and that one-on-one coverage there. And again, we've seen a lot of outside the numbers throws by Ethan Hansen. We haven't seen as many post routes, many slant routes as a lot of high school teams run, because they have great athletes on the outside. So 4th down and 14 from the 20-yard line of CBC. 5:36 here to go in the game. Hansen looking to get his squad to the line with 3 on the play clock. And it is snapped. Good slant route. Cook caught. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Line judge marks him right at the 7-yard line. CBC is running off the field like they got it. But, wow, based upon the spot, there you go. It is going to be CBC ball on the turnover on downs. And at this point, you're probably going to see some people head out to the parking lot, try and beat the traffic. It's 41-10 with 5:30 here to go in the game. We'll look around the area here as well, as we've got some games still underway. Some have gone final as well. Lee Summit North taking care of Park Hill tonight, 38-0 at Lee Summit North. That one is final. The rest are still in progress. Blue Springs beating Blue Springs South 42-21. Again, Blue Springs next on the schedule for Rockhurst. Liberty North, the number 1 team in the 8-10 varsity top 25, 38-14 over Lee Summit West. Ray Peck now taking care of Liberty 49-17. Heidert stands at his own 2. A little pitch pass here. And around the right side, a lot of defenders trying to chase and finally shove him close to out of bounds. That is Robinson Wayne. Robinson Wayne, the reception of the pop pass, a pickup of 3 yards. Pardon me. They're scooting away forward. Gain of 9 yards. Excuse me. Wow, I thought he was way back compared to that. So now down to the 5-minute mark in the ball game. CBC still trying to run this offense to the best of their ability because number 2 team in the state, you got to make a statement. Heidert, low snap, hands it off. This time it's Dixon, I believe, and gets up across the 23-yard line for a gain of another 6. They got to change these numbers on these jerseys because that was Dylan Vann. 21 and 27 looking awful lot alike from up here. I mean, sheesh. Gotta work that, or I need to get an eye doctor appointment. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comments on where I should get my eyes checked because that one was interesting. Again, David Trimble, a producer tonight. Appreciate him doing this. 4:25 to go in the game. This time it is a swing pass to Robinson Wayne and evades some tacklers, cutting it back up inside, and then that time takes a nasty hit. The recipient of the screen pass picks up around 4. But yeah, it took a weird hit towards the end. This Rockhurst defense, it really is, much better than the scoreboard shows tonight. These guys have been flying around the football, but a very talented team on the other side. They played DeSmet last week, lost 28-14 in St. Louis. This same CBC team did take care of DeSmet earlier in the year, and that was 44-29 back on September the 10th was whenever they got that W. Legal procedure scoots them back another 5 as we creep inside the 4-minute mark. Jeremiah Love has impressed me tonight. He has been that type of running back that can take over a game. He's standing to the left of Heidert right now. 13 carries, 163 yards, and a touchdown. This time it's a wide receiver handoff up inside, and that is Gavin Conley. Another stop by. Yeah, Colton Wimoff has been everywhere as well. He's had a good tackling game, number 6 out there at the outside linebacker position. Him, Connor Sexton, Parker Williams, they've had some good games, had a lot of opportunities to get tackles as well because this team has been running the football effectively. Less than 3 minutes here to go in the game. Heidert has his now back to the Rockhurst sideline as he gets the call. Jeremiah Love shifts over to the right side of him, and it is a straight-ahead handoff to Love. Love pushing forward for a 3rd down and 3 conversion. Pickup of 4 will move the chains with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left. again, interesting to see if Liberty North, the number one team in the 810 varsity top 25, and CBC end up squaring off at some point, because Liberty North, haven't gotten to see them, but heard they are a tremendous team, and they're number one in Kansas City for a reason on the 810 varsity top 25. So CBC, presumably the best team in St. Louis here that we're seeing, and another pitch and catch from Heidert to Jeremiah McClellan for a pickup of 8. But those two teams, I mean, those seems like the one to beat as we get closer to the playoffs here, late October. Stay tuned on 810varsity.com as we'll have the playoff matchups as they become available. This time another swing pass to Robinson Wayne, and he'll move the chains again. That one a pickup of around 13 yards. And down inside the 2-minute mark. The clock now running with the chains moved. 1 minute and 30 seconds here to go. So 90 seconds to go. Again, come back and visit us next week. Blue Springs comes knocking at the door of Rockhurst. Blue Springs now up 49-21 on Blue Springs South. That's their second victory of the year in that in-town rivalry out in Blue Springs. Heidert hands it off to Dixon. Dixon up the middle. Wow, and this kind of been the story of the night where Connor Sexton gets him down after about 10 yards. It's just been all CBC tonight at 41-10. Now some of the backup linemen coming in as well. Big number 77. Give him a shout-out. Evan Fitzpatrick, the senior, 6'6", 320. They don't make him all that big, I don't think. Handoff, backup running back as well. That one is unlisted number, 16, I believe I had on that carry. So we'll say that's Malik Matthews. Okay, so we do have a number for that. So Malik Matthews is the ball carrier on that one. Second down and 5, 20 seconds here to go in the game, and CBC will take a knee, and that will be it. Your final score for the evening from Rockhurst High School, 41-10, as Kelly Donahoe stays at the number 200 for wins in his coaching career. CBC, they must do it different in St. Louis. They're going through the line. Kansas City still waving at each other. They're going to go through the line and do all that. So, for David Trimble, I am Jonathan Pulasic. Again, join us next week for Blue Springs and Rockhurst right here on 810varsity.com and 810varsity YouTube page. Hit that subscribe as well if you enjoyed the action. We will see you next time right here on 810varsity.com.